Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. Last time we played, we did Area 2. During the making of the thumbnail, I did not find secrets in Area 2 either. So with that, let us check out Area 3. On the way here, we already saw a cool looking statue. I want to look at the cool looking statue. But also, we are going to continue our regular shenaniganry. I am recording this on a Thursday. I have had little sleep. I've had enough coffee to wake the damned. Quite frankly, I'm feeling very good about this one. Let's see. I don't think that's the way to go. I'm just getting a hunch that the moment I went underwater, that started to happen, so I feel like that is, if that's not death, then they've certainly done something weird. And, yeah, I don't know. I think we'll find some cool stuff this time around. There's little islands surrounding our big island. I'm feeling confident that we can certainly reach this. You can't actually jump in the water, though. And that does not help my situation whatsoever, I would say. So, I think I have already given up on trying to explore that one. And instead, let's... I mean, the cool statue is very clearly over there, so I think it's safe to say that perhaps it is for the best that we just go towards the cool-looking statue and see if we can find something whilst I talk to Byron, because we haven't talked to Byron in a bit.
Hey, 1K.
Hello. What do you make of Pandora?
It's clear that there's some kind of antagonistic force in this place, something that doesn't want us to discover the purpose of the megastructure. Perhaps that's part of the testing. Or perhaps it's what's responsible for this state of decay.
This is really, realistically, talking to Byron is just my way of saying I needed to clear my throat. And Byron can fill the silence during that. And I would say that Byron did an excellent job. Provided I don't forget about that. And just leave loud coughing in the middle of the video. Only one way to find out, I suppose. But if I don't forget, you're never getting the unedited version with the loud coughing sound effect, I'm afraid. So, let's hope I do forget. Let's make the video a little spicy. I wonder if you could make a bridge. Because it isn't that deep. So realistically, all we would need is 2 boxes. And maybe we'd be able to just slowly cross our way through the ocean that way. I'm feeling confident and good about that situation.
Just when I thought we'd found all the weird stuff.
I don't see anything weird here. Just a normal looking face. You don't have a normal looking face in your... Yeah, there you go, it worked the statue. And this is good stuff. Tell him, Trevor.
So, humanity is great. I really believe that. And that's why I'm here. But I have to be honest with you, individual people, not always my favorite. I'm not the smartest guy ever, and I know that. But there are some people... Man, some people are just so dumb. I don't even know if they're actually conscious. Sometimes I think their whole lives might be like a dream. They're just stumbling around, no idea what's going on, mumbling some random nonsense. And the thing that you have to understand about our time period is that a lot of these people wield enormous power. They run whole countries and corporations. Yeah, that's right. We've handed over our civilization to people I wouldn't trust to tie their own shoelaces. And if they're dumb, then what are we? I don't honestly have an answer to that, so just... please try to do better.
I can't believe he manages to describe me in such detail. It must be the AI at work again. I am, of course, very powerful, as everyone should know. And that's why I spend most of my days trying to jump on the arms of a statue in the hope that standing on top of the statue's face will give me a perspective on life that I have needed for a long period of time. It is looking like I can actually climb this all the way, that's nice. It's less steep than you would expect, although his head is... there's nothing behind his ear. And that's where I would put money, so I think that's probably the best we're gonna get out of it. But at least we're getting held for just a little moment. With a big sea urchin in the background. That's lovely. That's a lovely sight. Having said that, let's move on. There doesn't seem to be much going on here in the water. I might have missed something, but I'm going to assume I haven't. We could scour the outsides of this beach. And, yeah, so I will. That was originally going to be, maybe I won't, but, you know, the music started to imply that we're going in the right way. Maybe there's some sort of mystic cave. We haven't really found many secrets yet. Like, Serious Sam was there for a minute. But we haven't seen, like, a weird little snowman or something, or something else kind of unusual beyond that. It was just a perfect simulation of the puzzles from the original game, so... yeah, it is what it is. Hello, audio log.
We begin with the self, because that is what determines our existence as individuals. But the self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. The citizen lives within the city, and the city lives within the cosmos. So now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world and ask, if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature? And if so, what follows from that fact?
Yeah, tell him. With that said, though, I'm not sure if you can climb that. Well, that's what I was trying to do, so... Maybe we'll find a way. If we get one of those drillers, maybe we can dig a hole in the bottom, because it is kind of an unusual looking circle hole thing that they got going on there. But there's a reasonable chance that that is not the case. And instead, it's just a cool little structure. Which is fair enough, I suppose. It's nice to decorate your little islands every now and then. Find a surprisingly low amount of puzzles by just wandering, which was very much not the case in Area 2. But who's to say? Maybe we'll find something along the line. I haven't found any rusty things. Realistically, you could argue that we haven't really found much of anything beyond some audio logs, really. But that's okay. Those need to be found too. I understand that there's question marks pointing at more or less all of the things, provided we walk close enough to it. But I'm looking for those super sneaky Easter eggs. The ones that have been hidden with a level of effort that you could call high. And once we find it, I'll be like, yeah, this was worth scouring the lands. But there is a chance that... oh! There you go. Look at that. Could have missed that. These all the animals just run in circles. There's very few animals that just hang out, unfortunately. For as far as I've seen so far, obviously. But I'm looking forward to just like a den of foxes and horse. And maybe a stag or something like that. You know, just all the different animal models just hanging out on just regular human sitting positions on like a seat, probably having like a magazine in their hand, because I think that would just be appropriate. I want this secret animal level where there's just a bunch of really smart ducks and they're all discussing philosophy at a level that goes beyond the writing of the rest of the game. I want it to just be like 15 different dialogue options per sentence. And we would be one of the ducks. And we'd have the wildest conversation. You know, I'm asking for little things here. I think I'm asking for very reasonable things with my normal expectations. And, I think it's just very safe to assume that's exactly the thing that's gonna happen. Because if it's not, I mean... that'd be wild, you know? Because I think it would just fit. It would just fit perfectly if you believe it in enough. I'm not really sure where to begin searching for things, you know, but I feel like if I just run around enough, I will start creating question marks on the compass, and then later on we could realize that we have created those question marks and then walk towards them in a running fashion. Let's go over there. The founding was done by Hypatia. Miranda was there. The engineers and Miranda was there. That's very good. There's an achievement for reading 30 logs. And I think I'm well on the way of having read them all perfectly. Maybe one day I'll read it. It's just not... My brain's not into it this month, so we'll get to that. But not today, or tomorrow, or the day afterwards. Or realistically at any point during this playthrough. But beyond that, we'll get to that. I think it's about time we visit a puzzle, I think, because, yeah, I've just been running around the edge of this place for a while now. And perhaps it is time to do more important research. What is this place? Oh. It's one of these. It is the Sphinx. Last time we had to... Is it the Sphinx? I actually forget. It might be Pandora. Honestly, who's to say at this point? Either way, we made it to the middle of the maze. It's safe to assume that there's probably gonna be just like a random switch on a wall in this maze. And then the game will go, oh, and then we'll have another piece of 8. Is my assumption. We could also look at the backs of puzzles. Like the numbers, that worked out pretty well last time in terms of finding the secrets. We could just walk where the Sphinx is looking. That always usually goes well with Sphinxes. And maybe we can just point a beam at something. I'm not really sure what this... Oh, this is actually something. I thought this was just rust. Alright. So there's an X there. There's the big hand statue. And then there's something in the water here, I suppose. So I guess we'll just do that real quick. I don't fully recall where the massive statue is, but I assume it's not going to be too impossible to find. Alternatively, we could just look in the water of any watery place, but there could be large quantities of liquid. And that'd be good. It's a good thing I looked a little closer at the breast, because quite frankly, I could have believed it was just nothing. This, on the other hand, very obvious elephant slide. Very important. Does it still work? Yes. Perfect. Everything I could want and more. That thing was very obvious compared to the places I have been looking so far, so perhaps I'm trying a little bit harder than I should. We haven't seen this thing yet, so let's just quickly look at that. This looks like some kind of oil pump, so it's a good thing those things haven't changed. Take it away.
The rotting remains of the old world should fill me with melancholy. Even here on this remote island, our ancestors could not escape their fate. And yet, I find there is something pathetic about these ruins that evokes anger and even contempt. I feel it is a mistake to accept this catastrophe with equanimity. What we see here should offend us. When witnessing this triumph of entropy, we should aspire to a warrior spirit. Even a kind of hate of the past and its failures that will never allow such a thing to happen again.
It's a fair point. Fair point. He did diss us, basically, as a species. But, you know, sometimes you can't beat him. So, yeah. Screw you, humans. Oh, that's probably important. Can I put this on the map somehow? Who's this fellow? Discover a trace of what happened on the island.
There's so much to discover on this island that sometimes it overwhelms me. Every lake, every forest contains an incredible, interconnected, permanently changing network of organisms. And every one of those organisms is almost infinitely complex and contains other organisms within itself. It seems impossible to ever really grasp, but then Step by step, I do understand. It takes time and effort, but it's not impossible. And there's a lot of joy to be found in simply taking the time to truly study something. I spent 5 years studying a single flower, and it never got boring.
I just didn't expect that kind of dialogue to be a test your strength machine, but you know, you live and learn. I think we've actually gone a full circle, because I do remember those islands that were pretty close to the place. So if I can just find the big statue again, I think we're about good to call this a circle and move on. We at least found some things. Got an achievement for walking into a purple. So all in all, I'm feeling pretty good. You'd think that statue would be easier to find. I mean, it's there, obviously, but it is, yeah, it's a big game. This everything's just so huge. I'm not 100, I should have probably taken a screenshot of the place, because I'm not 100% sure if it was or wasn't in the water. There's a chance that, I'll just video it back and forth real quick, but for now, it was like in this direction at least. So I would assume it's like on a random rock. Yeah? Maybe even this? This seems like it would have the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Some interesting shapes. You can never go wrong with a good shape. That's what I'm talking about. You can never go wrong with a good shape. That's what everyone's saying. Everyone is talking about it. Now, there's a question mark over there with 2 more cool statues. There is an entrance into the sea urchin there. I'm guessing, judging from this bridge-looking thing. This is how we activate the tower. Good to know. Of course, the Sphinx is also somewhere, and I'm a little worried that if I don't collect the drop now, and I load the checkpoint, that I'm gonna have to pull that switch again. And I'll tell you now, I will forget about that. I am in a state where that will be forgotten. So, I think it's for the best. I'll explore a little bit more of the island. Before we go into any puzzle, before we do anything productive, we're going back to looking for the Sphinx again. Because obviously, you never know what kind of secrets this place holds. Look, there's a jumping puzzle. Those are rare. There's a jumping puzzle that's actually made by the creators of the game rather than just something I invented. So that's exciting. Legally speaking, you can call a jumping puzzle a puzzle as well, so it does fit. I'm actually not super, like, I get that you have to figure out how to do the jumps, and that's probably why it's called a jumping puzzle. But it's not a great name, is it? I mean, it lets you know kind of what it is. But, I mean, someone looks at this and it takes probably a quarter of a second to figure out the route, which is get on top of this cliff and then just jump down. That's the obvious route that you should take to find this. Also glad, I guess, that I went a little out of the way trying to find the Sphinx so I could find that instead, but, you know, it's all planned, ultimately. We did the outside bit, now we're doing the inside bits, and who knows what kind of secrets this place still holds, you know? Plenty of secrets, that's what I'm saying. We're going towards the blinking icon, which I assume is the Sphinx, because it's blinking to indicate, yes, you have done it. You have succeeded so much that I have given you some sort of notification to let you know you've done the thing. I respect that. I am also going to this big question mark over here because it might be closer. No, it's like it's clearly not because the Sphinx is right here. Is there anything else? I've been calling this a maze, but I don't think you can reasonably get lost in this. I don't know if that really works as a term.
The wheel turns, but without the road, it cannot move.
Gosh, you got that right. That's so true, bestie. Slay. But let's do puzzle number 4. That seems like a good starting point, I think. And with do puzzle number 4, I mean, let's walk around puzzle number 4 for a second. Really, like, check out these little bits of rock. Just for fun. That are suspiciously close to the puzzle at hand. And then we'll do the puzzle. Yeah? I think that's a reasonable thing to say. Because they were very close to the edge. And then you have this. You have like a rock next to the puzzle as well. You got another rock next to the puzzle. Like if I had one box, this puzzle would already be dead. It would be dead before we even started. Can you believe that? Can you believe that to be the case? I have to try. I may be extremely sleep deprived. But to think that I would do this puzzle normally is a fool's errand. Where's the exit? Let's, we'll get into the puzzle in a minute. We'll first just see what our possibilities here are. That was very easy to just jump on the wall, I will say that much. Where is the exit of this puzzle? Is it in there? Ooh, that's smart. That's why they made it so easy to jump in there, because they didn't care. Because they knew that the solution was inside. They have walls around it. They've really upped their game on this one. They've built a wall. Ah, yeah. That is basically my one weakness. So, we might actually have to do this properly. Assuming this doesn't work. Nah, we fell in. This could be bad. Inverter. What do you do? I could point this at that. And then that'll probably do something, which is good. We got another inverter. And I'm fairly sure I'm fully stuck where I am. I'm also fairly sure that if I load a checkpoint now, it's not going to send me inside the puzzle because I didn't take the door. There's also not a ladder. So all in all, it's not great what I've done here. I wonder if you could, like these walls, I think you could get there. If I didn't mess up this little jump here. Oh, those spikes could be a problem actually. I'll be back in a second in puzzle number 4. Alright, we're back. Refraction. So I assume this will just make it like red or something, yeah? Yeah, there you go. Alright. So that's basically the same as a spinny. But you only need the one beam to turn it a different color. That's pretty neat. That's nice. There's a big hole here. I have seen the new mechanic. I will just experiment here a little bit. Oh, there you go. That was actually a surprisingly easy jump if you just run. Yeah. Yeah, that's just, I'm sure there's a great puzzle there. However.
I think about New Alexandria all the time. But realizing this place was built on its bones just brings it all back even more. We were so optimistic when we started. So full of ourselves. Thought we could accomplish anything. And then, in one single moment, it was all gone. I remember a flash, and then just lying there, realizing that my legs had melted.
Oof.
I tried to pull myself away from the fire, but the servos in my arms were broken. If Eustathius hadn't found me, sorry. Just some old scars.
I think I get the idea of this puzzle. That's more what I was trying to do while he was melting. I felt that was a respectful thing to be doing whilst he's telling about this truly harrowing situation, so no, that's good. Where's this question mark? I saw this. There's something here, and I'm losing track of it very easily. I don't know if it's this, what I'm currently walking towards, or something else, but there's something here. It's seemingly close, but also seemingly as far away from me as anything can be. Apparently it was a puzzle. Wild. It took me a second, but yeah, it is here. I guess we might as well just do this one, right? They've built this very precariously. Like, I don't know if the exit of this puzzle is in this corner here. But before I try anything, I'm gonna walk into the puzzle this time, because that just saves me a more than sufficient amount of time, I would say. Pre-connected. Like, that's definitely the exit, right? We can grab the inverter if we so desire. What is that? That's the hole make. I'll just put that down. Let's just for a second, let's try to do this normally before I just jump over a wall again. Because I'm feeling fairly confident that you can, but let's pretend for a moment that it's not an option. And that'll be good. We'll just instead play the game sort of intended. I'm not pointing that at anything. I just wanted to get this to this side. Where's the beam? There's the beam. Can I make this work somehow? I can get this to the other side, right? And then you can just pull it through it. Yeah, okay. Right. I get what you're saying. Let's put this a little bit closer to the thing. Right, that's how that works. That's the mechanic that's in the game. That's annoying. Oh, you made a puzzle that's has a difficulty curve. I see. Like, the danger here, right, is that I'm trying to think on a day where my brain is not really active, and honestly, it's probably for everyone's best interest that I just cheese everything. But for just a moment, let's at least try to play this like a regular person and see if we can find anything cool here. Alright, then... Oh, jeez, this is a complicated one, though. I mean, it is the famous difficulty level of, you know, triangle, so it is obviously not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But combined with the fact that my brain is basically a puddle at this present moment, isn't ideal. Because if I had the thing here, yeah, then I could point a blue beam at that, and then I could probably turn it red afterwards. There's probably some kind of reason why this is all the situation. But at the same time, my brain is just yelling jump over that little wall, because you very clearly should be able to. And it's distracting, you know? It's a distracting thing to keep hearing in your head the entire time whilst you're trying to solve a puzzle. So that's just very troublesome. Can I reach that from there, actually? I wonder. Not particularly. We'll get back to silly mode in a second. I just want to see for a moment if I have the brains capable of solving this. But similarly, I'm repeating myself. So it's a tricky one for sure. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky situation that I've gotten myself into. What is the point of this? Like, what can I realistically achieve here? Because I could get it here. And then I guess I could point it at that from this place, but I think that's realistically all I could do with it. At this point, I'm just looking at what my options are, as you can tell from the words that are being said. I don't know why it's changing color so much, but it looks pretty cool. But I like that. I like that a lot. I also only just noticed. I only just noticed that this thing was here. Alright, looking good. Good lord. It is a day for puzzling. It is certainly a day for puzzling this day. I assume we still have to keep connection? Yeah, okay, we do. That's good. Because because then I could do this. I could keep connections and put it on the other side. Perfect. Now I can walk through that. Kind of. Certainly kind of, so that's exciting. Now I can walk through that and keep connections. Pointed at that as well. Blammo, now we got a new one. Look at this, solving the puzzle. Ah, but then pressing the button makes that happen. Ah. It would have been really funny if that worked. Wait, I could just do this though. Right? Wait, no, that doesn't work. How does this work? That's actually kind of interesting. What does this thing actually do? Is this just a... Okay, right. I see what you're saying. That's neat. I like that. Anyway, before we try to take this even a little bit seriously, because at this point we have to like make the beam go around, and that like requires me to press buttons. I'm gonna just take one more circle around this place, because this right here, I feel has to be too close to the puzzle, surely. Unless you can't jump off of that. And it did look like kind of a piddly jump that I did there. With the box, for sure. It's an awkward angle, I'll give you that. It's not the easiest thing to do. But... just because something isn't easy doesn't mean it's impossible. So... with the box, like 100%, you could just jump over there, I think. But without a box, I'm getting pretty dang close as well. So it's like, it's maybe a little bit of a tricky jump for sure. Because you have to really hit the edge of that, I think. But I just want to try it for a little bit. We can go back to the regular puzzle in a minute. This rock is like placed horribly for this particular thing as well. So they did give it some, maybe by accident, but they did give it some like barrier to stop you from being too silly with it. I think maybe this angle might actually just be generally better to try what I'm trying to do here. But if this works, I will get a Nobel Prize, I'm sure of it. That's the main reason why I'm trying that. That feel like it was probably about as close as it's gonna get though, so I'm a bit worried that my theory is disproven by myself. And that never feels good. Never feels good. You want to start with a theory and then just say like, yeah, I got it. I know what I'm talking about. And then just fully leave it at that for the rest of your life. No further research. No one could even speak about it afterwards. I want it to just be a known that just people be like, yeah, that's probably true. It sounds real. And I'm like, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does sound real, doesn't it? It does sound like you could probably make this jump, maybe. And then we just do the puzzle normally. Well, you could argue that I'm using this time to think. I assure you. I assure you no thoughts are being had beyond, can I jump over this tiny thing? One thing I will quickly try, just for fun. Because photo mode can just go through this. So it's like almost safe to say that if you could do the jump, right? That would do. That would certainly do. Having said that, I'm clearly not making the jump, even though I'm getting very close to it. So I'm gonna say, you know, we'll put this in the box category. If we were to have a box at this stage in time, we could 100% jump to the end. But since we do not, let's actually be nice, give it a little bit more regular human thought, and we'll just move on from there. Now, can I get the digger on this side? And with that, I mean the driller. I believe that's what it's called. If not, that's fine. 'Cause then I'll just put this here. Yeah? I'll just leave that for what it is for a moment. I'll just real quickly do this instead. Just to see what the options are. I don't necessarily need to know what's gonna happen here, but just want to see what happens. Just want to take a little look, you know? I'll just put this down for fun. I promise you I'm not having thoughts. But that's certainly in the wrong place. If I do like this instead. Yeah, something like that. Really? Come on. Yeah. But if we had a box, I think you could just jump over it. But then that does imply that you would have to get a box from the end of the puzzle. I'm still gonna say that jump's possible though. I feel there's no way it's not. I'm just bad at jumping. We'll just put it down at that. Now, is puzzle 7 close? Also, do I need green again? I'm gonna say probably. Also, there was that one big pillar that we could point at, like the one that's clearly pointing at that. That's obviously going to be relevant at some point. I just don't know what puzzle that is, so we'll just leave that alone for now. But eventually this will become relevant, I'm sure. Oh. Bun 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 bun. Very good. I have succeeded at bunny. Now we can go to puzzle number 7. It seems like the proper order of things. We will once again do a little circle around the area first before we get truly started. This puzzle seems to have walls that are higher than average, I'm going to say. But again, next to a precariously high hill with the exit almost certainly being right there. Something's making a sound here. Let me just quickly check. Does this need to be green? Because if not... Oh yeah, it does. That's a shame. Green requires very specific things, you see. Green requires to put a little bit of effort in, and then most of the other colors you just sort of place a thingy down and just call it a day. Thought I saw something. Oh, laboratory, so that's nice. I'll just quickly get that out of the way, I suppose, before we go to puzzle 7.
Every site we've investigated has had one of these labs, but they seem primitive compared to some of the technology we're seeing above ground.
Are we even sure that the labs and the puzzles belong to the same people?
There seems to be a connection between the experimental setups in the labs and some of the puzzle technology.
Correlation does not necessarily imply causation, though.
True. But just because we don't understand the connection, that doesn't mean it's not there. What we have here is two things that reflect each other. We just don't understand how that reflection works or what causes it.
Maybe Miranda can tell us.
If there's not a mirror here, I'm going to be gravely disappointed. What do we got? We got spikes. That's fun. Can we get some schematics? Nope. The end. This seems miserable. My apologies for not reading it. We will move on. No further comments. It's for the best. We have read our little messages and we're moving on. Nothing hidden under the stairs. Nothing hidden inside the fans. Nothing. To my very brief and rapidly paced knowledge. And that's good enough for me. Let us go into puzzle number 7. It doesn't seem like there's an easy way to just jump in this one. Backward propagation. Very exciting indeed. We've got a switch. We've got another inverter. We have got some cool looking things on the walls. We can make just one of these and then see which one I actually have access to. That seems too far away. Oh, that's the exit. But you are being precarious with the exits on this one game. It is like so tempting. Oh, so tempting. Does this do anything? Not particularly what I want, unfortunately. I was hoping Well, it's very obvious. I feel what... I'm not even going to explain this to you. You know what I was hoping for. Oh, there you go. That's what backwards propagation means. Bleep, 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 bleep. Where are you? There you are. Whoop. And then we get a little bit of one of these. Hey, you're not pointing at the thing. Nope, still not pointing at it. Boom. And then I need this one to kind of stop, right? So if I do this... that's still red. Or rather, that becomes red. Which is good. Because I need red to become blue again. So actually, yeah, that is good. And then I just keep the door open with magic. Yeah? That seems good. I feel like I've placed this wrong. Have I placed this wrong? Not super sure. How do I make this blue again? Yeah. Here's the thing to make it blue. Right, okay. So, we do this. We turn it on. Right. Alright. We do this. We press it on the switch. We turn you off entirely. We put you here instead. Nope. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You go back to doing your thing over here. Very good, very nice. Connect. That is now red. And surely if I just place this in a silly enough way... Jump here. That's exciting. I think this can work. That's what I'm thinking. I think... Oh, yeah. Well, I don't need this, actually. That's a fair point. Can I... Maybe I could reach it if I place it, like, here. Like, maybe can just barely hit everything that way. That's an exciting enough prospect for me. Connect. This seems... impossible. Maybe a little bit, like, meh. I mean, there's like no way this isn't gonna hit the wall, but let's just for fun, let's just at least try. Oh yeah, there is that problem. Dang it, they considered this. That's an issue. Can we get around this somehow? Like maybe I need to put thought into this, but as I've said before, that's just not this kind of day. So we're doing this again. But this is just not ideal. Because then the door doesn't stay open, and that's kind of an important part of this whole... How important is this, actually? To keep the door open, I mean. Because... Do I care that much? Obviously, if I move it now, that's not great. Because then I am basically back at square one. But can I not, like... do something silly here? I feel... silliness feels abound. There is a hint of silliness available. I can smell it in the air. The, like, brief glimpse of a clown's nose. Carefully picking through the bushes. That's what I'm smelling. Just trying to work out the angle that you're actually meant to do this at, because realistically, the beam would have to come like from literally right there for this idea to work. And I'm not feeling super confident about that. I'm wondering if I can just... like, what does this actually do? If I were to do this? Very clearly, like, makes that happen. And that's good. But it's like one step away from actually doing anything, which, I am trying to do something here. But in order for me to keep the door open... Wait, do I just point at that? Is that just the whole thing? If I just do this... yeah. Yeah, you just point at... You just point to...
Every one of these clouds seems to contain exactly the same amount of energy.
You just point at the thing, you know? You just point at the thing. There's the blue there. Do a little bit of this. That'll probably help. We'll find out much, much later if it will actually help or hinder us. I am excited to find out the results of that one for sure. Because there's also a good chance that we just need to send the blue or the green beam or the red beam realistically to just any of those things. But no way to know for sure right now. We don't have the information. We have hidden. That's always a good start to any puzzle. Once again, do our classic little circle around the place. The thing that's hidden might actually just be the exit. I'm curious if it's inside this structure. There doesn't seem to be an immediate access point to this place. Assuming... Well, can you stand on this, I suppose, is the question. You can jump off of it. Right? Now, the exit's right there. So again, had I had access to a box, it would very quickly just become, can I place the box on this tiny little pillar here? As it stands, we do not have access to a box. Realistically, that's the only corner we can touch. And I think it's actually slightly too low of a little pillar. But again, it would be foolish not to try. Nah, fair enough. I'll give you that one. I mean, it's a... I'm not gonna give you that one. That's too obvious. We can't be giving them away like that. It's fine. Let's just put this here. This seems useful in some way. Can I open this in any other way? Nah. Not particularly. The exit is over there. We just need a second thing to hold down a button. And then we go. We have solved the puzzle. Hup. No. One of these days, just running. Like one of these days, one of these walls is gonna be like slightly too close to the switch you're meant to press, and it'll work. We don't have a jump here icon for anything else. Can we make the game just think that a button is pressed by accident? If we just like swap things over quickly enough. Probably not, I'm gonna say. Can we actually like place an object like close enough to a thing that it's technically on the switch but not on the switch? Generally not sure. It doesn't seem so, because it very quickly just snaps to the thing I'm trying to do here. But you know, it could be a thing. Would be foolish, again, not to try. Anyway, let's actually play the game a little bit. We have a red thing here. We can't quite reach that, though. Can we reach that in some kind of way? Oh, God, this puzzle is a nightmare. It's just a lot of nothing quite is turned on. You have to find, like, step 1. That's... I don't want to look for step 1. I want to just jump over a wall. This currently seems impossible. We can... can we hit anything anywhere? Seemingly yes. This is hittable. Alright, so we just do a little bit of this. Yes, planned. We do a little bit of this. Now that opens that, and that's good. Because then we can make this happen. And then we can stop this from being a thing, and then that's nice. And before you know it, bing bang bong. The day is saved. The thing that I don't fully... What do I meant to do with this situation, I suppose, is my question. There you go. That'll keep that open. Now I can move this again. What fun! Where's the red? There's the red. I see. Can I have this be genuinely anywhere else? Seemingly yes. Just like here. Very good. Everyone, please enjoy the calming sounds of me doing a puzzle. I can't help but feel that this isn't going to work. Because I feel like if I were to move this now, then that would just sort of break stuff. Although, I do this, then maybe I could? Because this will stay active, right? Yeah. So I can just remove this entirely. And we've saved the day. I'm suspicious of the fact that I haven't seen a single box in this world. And I'm wondering if there is one. Because I think that they probably knew that if they were to put a box in this world, it would break everything apart instantly. So I get we haven't started at puzzle 1, and we still have 2 and 3 to go. In the previous video, it said number 1 is for winners. I've given up on that. We're going to puzzle 1 if it's close. This is triangle. Puzzle 8's over there. Let's go to puzzle 8. Why not? Let's have some fun. Going to puzzle 1. Obviously, I can't just do that. I'm not a winner yet. I've gone back to it. It's part of the jam again. It's gone away for a second, literally, but now it's back again at full force. Just making sure none of these are steppable, because I think the exit is right there. You know? Gotta make sure. Gotta make sure. You never know what hides behind a little steppable switch. Positional interchange. What a lovely name. You there. Very good. Oh, a box. Hey, nice. Is it coincidentally just next to a place where I can leave? As it frequently has. So far, that has been working out quite well, I feel, where it's just... Oh, we've put a box in this puzzle, and also the wall is here. Weirdly close to the end of the puzzle. I don't think so this time though, but again, as I've said about many things so far, it would be foolish not to at least try. Also, there's a fan here. So, you know. So you know how it is. Bleep, bloop. Make it red. Turn on the fan. It's a light fan, I'll give you that. But a fan nonetheless. And fans are strong creatures. Especially if you can turn them on and off. Which in this case, I very much can. It sort of puts me in an awkward position though, so let's just consider this for a moment. I think if I were to just jump at the right time though. Something like that. I'm feeling pretty good about something like that being a thing. But similarly, I feel this might actually be slightly too low. Oh, clever. That could be a thing. That they just made it like slightly awkward. it's realistically what we're talking about here. Because it's like a wall there, and I don't think you can actually reasonably reach that. Ah, very good. Very nice. That, though. I think you briefly get a thing. Oh, you get a jump down, but it's pointing like here, so that doesn't do anything. We'll get to the puzzle in a second. Where does that point, actually? Like, if I stand here... Oh, yeah, just specifically there for some reason. That's the only place I can jump down. Why? I don't get it. And I can't do it anymore. Was I just in a weird position somehow? I don't get it. Whatever. Maybe that's just to deter you from doing this specific thing that I'm trying to do right now. That it just puts you in like a jump. Anyway, that jump's definitely possible. It's a bit finicky, obviously, as I've demonstrated with great expertise. It's a tricky jump for sure. But it's certainly not impossible. I'm not sure what this structure is. I don't currently have a compass to verify what this structure... It might just be another puzzle or whatever. Oh, it's a golden... Fair enough. Let's just walk towards it. It might at least add it to the compass as well. I'm actually not sure if it does. It might not. I think it generally doesn't, actually, so... The exit is right there, from the look of that statue. I'm gonna assume that's the exit. It's not really much of a good verification process, I admit. And jumping into the puzzle from here doesn't seem to really serve a purpose. But it could get you on the wall, and that could actually be kind of neat. Required, perhaps not. Like, I meant to point that thing, like put it on the box, point it at that, then this opens, then you have one of these, you have to make blue and red. It's like a whole thing. It's puzzle number 8, it's going to be a little tricky, so obviously that's too difficult, so we are instead going to go back to this for a while until I get it, basically. There we go. Now I'm here. Is this good? Because I don't think... Like this... Yeah, this is definitely too low to jump, so I'm glad I didn't try this, because this would have been just me jumping into a wall forever. Because I can't go through it. I can't quite reach the box, so that's slightly too far away from where I am. I see the exit right there. It is next to the statue. This seems too far away. But I'm gonna try it nonetheless. It might not be, actually. It just wouldn't really put me in a position where I could do anything, I don't think. Because this structure right here is the main issue. Can I get the box out of there? Like, really just over this. I'll quickly get the other thing, actually. Just in case, because I feel like that might actually end up being kind of useful. Oh, what? Oh, I see. That's fine. Can I make this work? No, now I'm just on it myself. Let's put you there. How does this work? Oh, I just did it. Never mind. You're not meant to do that, what I was thinking at all. Actually, that's not part of this whatsoever. Alright, fair enough. So you could do something like this. Point it at blue, and then red is a problem. Is it? Is it a problem? Oh, that's obviously not going to work, but... Is red a problem, is my current question. Because red's in an awkward angle, for sure. You could... Well... Can I grab this if it's close enough to the wall, I wonder? Because that would make life a lot easier, I think. I can make blue myself with just the one thing as well. Hang on, I'm trying to think what I actually need here. I don't want to think anymore. We're done with this train of thought. We're going back to this. Let's see if we can jump to that pillar right there. That's my main thought right now. I'm gonna go with maybe, but it's too hard. So we're just gonna leave that alone. How do I make a red beam here? I use this, I suppose. And to get that out of there, I need this to be here. You do that. You sit there. Yeah. Do I need the box for anything, really? I guess with the other one, yeah, I can actually do some nonsense here. Because I could keep this turned on with the red beam that I can create with this. And then that's like a whole thing you can do. Yeah. So let's say we point this at that and that. Put it down. We do this. We put you on the box. And then I gotta make this red. Some like this. And then the red will wait, yeah, I'd make you stop for a second. Because then I need you to stop pointing at that for a second. I need you to point at that forever. But not like that. Jesus. Now you're in the air. Alright, good. Now I can make that red with this. Then I can stop this because that's turned on. Nah. You're already red. You can be blue. But do I want it that way? I forget. Ah, jeez. I'm so lost. My brain is out of juice. This kind of needs to stay turned on, really. So that would be ideal if we could just leave this one running, but that's not really the case. What do I want to do here? I want to use my big chunky brain for some smarts. That's what we want to do here. Blue is really the main issue here. Blue is the one causing problems. Jumping around this definitely seems pretty much impossible without a box or something, so that's just off the table for now. We're gonna leave that one alone. This needs to be turning that on. Can I remove... I can't open this in any way, so this needs to do its thing basically forever. I can make... what color do I want? I guess I can realistically only hit the red one from here. Then you ought to be doing something, I feel. How are you not pointing at anything anymore, actually? Do I need you to be red? Oh god, that's actually... Oh no. No, surely I do. Because if I... Stop it. If you are blue... I could do some like this, roughly. But then I need... yeah, I think I need... to point this at that to make it red. Red then shoots at this to make this blue, and then I can't hit that switch where it is. But if I use the connector... we're gonna find a box somewhere. My brain can't handle this right now. Let's go to puzzle number 1. I think puzzle number 8 is a little bit out of our depth today. So we're gonna go to puzzle number 1. And just see what's up for a minute, yeah? As I just briefly look around. Because there's also this. which I feel is relevant. I haven't really mentioned this structure yet. I feel like you're just gonna slide down if you try to jump on top of it. But I do want to have it at least mentioned. We're gonna go back to puzzle 8 when I'm a less of a sleepy boy. For now, we're gonna go to puzzle number 1. That's where dreams come true. Look at how this puzzle is. That's the bridge. That's not the puzzle. That's the level we're dealing with. We can't be expected to solve puzzles with like circles, like an 8 has 2 circles already. We can't be doing that. We can't be thinking that we can beat the system that much. Let's go start at level 1 for a minute here and see if we can at least figure this one out. This is effectively the tutorial to this place, I feel. There's a reasonable chance, and I don't know if I really inspected it properly, that again they just accidentally put something close enough to the wall, or they just made one of these. Oh, look, there's a thing you can look through here, a window, some people would call it. There's a slightly raised rock here. Infinite potential. And yet, I don't immediately see a way to get in here. This really is a slippy slope. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we've seen that. We have seen that we can make red. I did not notice that beam there. That makes things a lot easier, because quite frankly, before it was becoming a little disheartening. But that's fine. We can do this now. And now we just, we've pretty much got this on lock, I think. If we do this, we take this, we make this red, boom, we solve puzzle number 1. Like, we're not fully removed from brains, just largely. So, I also haven't used one of these yet, but I feel like that's just...
to have a look at one of the other puzzle clusters. It seems they remain inert until they're connected. I uploaded the pictures to the log.
Should we check them out with the VTOL?
Let's conserve fuel as much as we can. There's no point in going there if it's all dead.
No, but I wanted to go.
Oh god, he's back.
Is this thing still on?
Imagine if that thing... I wonder if that thing actually shows up if you never had that conversation. I have to assume it wouldn't. Because it wouldn't make any sense. But what if it just what if it randomly just shows up? We have had the comment that we were in a dream before we realized we were in a dream. So realistically, there is a chance that you would just get that message. I just feel like the dream comment is a little bit more based on the you really have to like do your best at least a little bit. So, I don't know.
When we go to New Jerusalem, I'm going to have a cat. He's going to be black and white, and his name is going to be Bean.
Bean.
And I'm going to make sure that he never gets sick, and he never gets old, and he'll be my best friend forever.
I think that's a pretty reasonable expectation, yeah. That's what I would do if I had a black and white cat called Bean. Unfortunately, I do not, but in the instance that I would, it would certainly be an ageless creature. I think that's safe to assume. I mean, his name is Bean. You can't really go wrong with Bean. I've climbed a mountain. I'm not sure if this helps me in any way, but it was there. I think that's usually why mountain climbers climb a mountain. Or at least it is on occasion given as a reason as to why a mountain is scaled. So let's just say it's simply another one of those instances. It is so precariously close. Every single one of these puzzles is so precariously close to mountains, and frequently it actually seems to be surprisingly tricky to actually get on top of it, which is genuinely surprising to me. And then you have stuff like this where they just give you a free object, and it surprises me. It surprises me that they would be so kind. Well, the red beam's basically free, except with its location, because this is... If I do this, good luck getting the blue beam through it, you know? You can't be putting blue beam, you know? So, Keep that in mind, everyone. But I guess if I had the other thing, I could just make it blue that way. Now. Oh, right, I see. Now I see. That's how you get the thing here. We have yet again saved the day. Oh man, these puzzles are so much nicer than Puzzle 8. I can see why they named it Puzzle 8. Because it really just requires you to just sort of mash the keyboard for a minute, and before you know it, you're actually just through it. And I respect that. I respect the puzzle that is just like, here you go. Just a puzzle that is just waiting to be solved, rather than Puzzle 8, which is rubbing his little puzzle hands together and going, nah, in a way that I can't, at this moment, fully imitate, but my god, I certainly wish I could. Again, though, look at how low these walls are. This is a hazard. It is a hazard to be putting walls so low next to your puzzles. With the silliest of jumping jacks running in circles around it, hoping just to see an angle. And I understand that so far it's been surprisingly decent at keeping me off of the walls. But there's no way. You know? There just doesn't seem to be any possibility that this is not scalable. Because look how close it is to this hill. And I get this is the most obvious one. And this is probably at least a little blocked off. But, you know? There and back again. A Hobbit's Tale. It's a Lord of the Rings reference. Probably. There is a chance it's from a different book. But realistically speaking, I would say that I could get away with calling it a Lord of the Rings reference. Because we've all only seen the movie. We haven't read the books. Have you seen how I play this game? I can barely read like a text message. It's too much to ask to think that I would read something called the Silmarillion. It's simply too much. Where do I want to go? Because I can make a blue here. I do like something like this. Perfect. It's exactly the way I wanted it. And now, this is pointless, so that we can just remove that from society. Very nice. We can make a red beam go over here. This feels like free puzzle mode after bumping my head against the wall for 5 minutes. I respect that. Where is that, like... Because green's here, so we can make green. Where is the thing I was meant to be pointing this at again? Because is it there? I don't think I can reach that from here. Oh, there it is. I see now that I've made a mistake in making it, yeah, you get it. Well, that's fine. I see now that it just has to be green and that making it blue just causes issues, but that's fine. It's all good. You open the door, please. Then there was some red going on, some business. Oops. I dropped it. That's no good. And then we want to use it. And we make ya blue before you know it. Bing bang bong. Another puzzle solved. What a great day to be alive. Where was the blue thing again? I've definitely instantly forgotten, even though I just saw it. It's there. Bam. And now we have to fix this up, because someone decided to point a blue laser at it. Some kind of silly Billy decided, let's just point a blue beam at this clearly intended to be green thing that they have placed on top of a pillar. And quite frankly, I'm furious. Who would do such a thing? To think that people would be so inconsiderate. Putting blue where green is meant. Truly the silliest. I'm actually not sure where blue is coming from though, so that's a bit of an issue. Because I don't know if it's just going back. I guess those things are all pointed at each other, so realistically, as long as I just follow this blue line, it should eventually point at a puzzle, and then if I just remove it, it should become green. But until that point, I am in an utter state of panic. It's so far away. And realistically, I was gonna say maybe I could have just made it green by just pointing the red laser at it. And there's a chance that that's true. There's like a small chance, but it's there. But I think this is fine, because the statue's over there as well, and I think we're probably doing things correctly. So all in all, I shouldn't be too mad at myself, but I'm at least a little annoyed. Where's the Why is the compass gone when you're in a puzzle? It doesn't need to be. I don't know what the angle of this even is. It is indeed completely the opposite direction of what I thought it was, so that's good. Also, the green beam is, well, it's up to here, isn't it? It's certainly here. And from there, I could see the puzzle, I suppose. Sure, yeah. Can we make this work? Have we been in here? Which one is this? 6? Is there a connector in here? A connector would be nice. One connector, please? I think there is a connector in this puzzle, isn't there? Is this the one with the switches? Yeah. This is the one with the switches. And then we can point it at the green line. And then we can point it at the statue. And then we just drop it before we point it at the statue. And then we press the wrong mouse button before we actually pick it up again. So then it no longer points to anything. But then... Hey! The day is once again saved. And everyone cheered, applauded, applauded, and cheerbs. And another thing is acquired. I think a good quarter of the words I'm saying are words.
False idols are worshipped not because they are idols, but because they are false. True idols are rejected because the truth is feared.
Was Pandora the one that criticized the Sphinx for only speaking in riddles? Because right now... Alright. I'm treating everything as a riddle, realistically. Was I just on the map? No, I was going through this puzzle and accidentally just stumbled upon this. Fair enough. I suppose. I want to say that I can probably jump on top of this rock, but we'll see if that's relevant in a second. Is there a puzzle inside the rock here? Or is it just sort of in this area? It's just in this area, isn't it? Alright, so if I cannot jump on any of these mountains, I'd truly be genuinely surprised. So we're just going to keep that in the back of our head. And then we're going to look for the exit. Because unless it's placed not near a cliff, which it is. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. The 8 puzzle, I think, has been a proper example of where I'm at right now. And if I were to try to do a puzzle using common sense, we'd be here until it's Christmas. And depending on what time of year you're watching this, that is an amount of time away. So let's just instead channel our inner goat and just jump around for a little bit. And I do mean a little bit. Because this is, I mean, this, even I, you know? Even me. I don't know if there's anything we can take out of this puzzle. There's a driller here. There's a ladder. There's no boxes. There has been a lack of boxes in Area 3 for sure. But then they compensated that by just putting cliffs everywhere. So, I mean, I can't really complain about it too much. But I might. What is this icon actually on the map right now that I'm sort of nearish to? Also, I haven't seen any rusty things in this place yet, which is suspicious. But I've probably missed it. Like, is this the tower that I'm meant to be going to eventually turn it on? Probably, right? Let's say probably. Oh, because it's, I guess, just the shape of the sea urchin. Yeah, that's fair enough, actually. We'll get to that. For now, we have things to do. We have puzzle number 5 and puzzle number 8 left, I do believe. We can check this, I suppose. Yeah, 5, 8, I think that's just indicating that we can go into the tower, yeah? Probably. Imprisoned. There is indeed some connectors which are imprisoned. There is an exit of the puzzle. What is this? Oh, and then it turns that off. Oh, it's an actual switch. Rare to see a switch. But they do exist, I suppose. They are real. I'm giving this puzzle like a good 5 seconds before I change my mind and just get silly with it. But I think it's fair that at least 5 seconds is spent on this, you know? Having said that, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there's a hole there. Well, there you go. Here I am, being confused by the situation. And there's nothing to be confused by. Almost, I think. Boop, boop, boop. We pull the switch, open the door, pull the switch again, we get a connector. Open the door. Way to go. Time to... Yeah, okay. That one didn't even require silly business because that was like one thing you could do. So that really only leaves puzzle number 8. I genuinely don't see a way to take things out of the puzzle except for the one with the fan. I'm feeling vaguely confident that you could probably take something out. But I might have just missed a jump somewhere. I mean, there have been several walls I could jump over, actually. Also, I wonder if you could hit the thing on the fan from here. Because it's actually pretty high. It's like there somewhere. Where is that? It's like... It might just be like slightly blocked off by all the trees and things, but... I don't know. Like the beams are visible. So you might barely be able to... If you just do a little bit of these wigglies, that you could like just point it at that and just get a little bit of an easier time doing this, you know? Because it is on a fan, on a box. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe today's just not the day for silly business. I also fully don't remember which puzzles I jumped over the wall. It's been like at least a couple. But unfortunately the knowledge is gone from my head fully. So we can either try to solve this regularly, which I feel it just simply isn't gonna happen due to the brain situation, or I can mess around trying to jump on a thing again. And if I'm being honest, out of the two options, I have a favorite. Because I wonder if this, like, that doesn't do much, does it? This is just gonna stay activated now. Can I actually, if I do something like this, if I like jump and then place it, it would be kind of funny if you could maybe just push it off the edge, because it is kind of close. Like if you could just do something like that and it just goes far enough. But I feel like this doesn't really push it that far, unfortunately. It just kind of pushes it away, which I suppose is the point. But I do wonder if you could do something with that. Anyway, we're gonna get silly with it now, because I don't want to deal with this. I feel like I need to point out how difficult this jump actually is. Because it does take me quite a decent amount of time to actually like get on that, which does make experimenting with this even more precarious, unfortunately, because I seemingly can only get into this right here and not on any of these sort of more useful places. I don't know if this is just like too low again, because this is too low. Oh, and then this might actually be too low as well, because this is a bit lowered, and that I'm not sure if it actually is. It might be, actually. So you might be able to jump from there to there. It's just really tricky for some reason. It's like they didn't intend you to do this for whatever purpose. So that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna fail this jump again now. Yeah. Alright, we're going with the other solution, which is we're gonna go through the various puzzles again. And we're gonna see which one actually allows me to just jump inside there and take a fun little piece of candy outside. So let's go to whichever the first puzzle is we see in this direction. Alright, yeah, puzzle number 6. That's gonna be our ticket to glory. It does appear, because this jump is certainly there, very close to where things are. I could just jump on this a second ago without having to use this rock, but I guess we're using the rock now. Even this we're giving up on. Even just to jump on the pillar. It's become too difficult. From here, we whoop. And then I'll see you when I've done this. There we go. And I can't quite pick up anything because it's slightly not quite where I need it to be, it turns out. Ah, that's annoying. Where else can I put these things in order to just grab them? They're just like slightly too low. Hey, if it's on this rock, I can't actually take it. Alright, back to number 8. Alright, so this will probably... I mean, does this even help? I think my brain needs the connector rather than this thing, because this is like... This will just be blue. And I need... Oh wait, no, this is good. Blue's... Can I make this work? Oh yeah, because red's over there. Oh yeah, this will work. This is fine. If I like actually pointed the right... Oh, that's not a laser though. No, wait, hang on. I could just... What am I talking about? I can just do this. And then if I remove this... And let's see. How about you calm down? You calm down a bit. All right, game. You stop that. You point at that and that and that. Now we have a blue beam going there, and that's exactly what I did not intend. Ah, jeez. All right, maybe no wait, because we got the blue. We can make this work. Can we make this work? Can I make this work? Can I make this work? I think that's the better question. If I do like this, and then you also point at that, and that, and that, and that, then before you know it, I've walled myself off of the red switch. Or the blue switch. Whichever one you feel is the most walled off. I think you're correct in either case. Yep, I need the connector. I'm not, my brain's not into this. Back to puzzle number 6. So we carefully place this on the rock. So it's a little bit higher than it would otherwise be. And then we just jump to it. Ta-da! And now hopefully we just grab it. Back to puzzle number 8. Just realized I could probably get like a pretty useful beam by just doing this. I'm curious if this even... Oh, that just becomes... Oh, right, wait, because of this, right. Hang on. So that's green now. But if I use that on the... If this crashes the game, that'd be hilarious, but yeah, it doesn't. Keep connection. Point it at... I don't know, like that. Alright, so this just doesn't do anything. It needs to be red or blue. Good to know the rules. Anyway, let's see if we can figure out this here puzzle. Because we've got quite the tricky situation on our hands, you see. We got a blue beam. Yeah, we got a blue beam. We need a red beam. Fortunately, we can make a red beam with relative ease using the materials provided. Because we can just do one of these. The downside of doing this is that the blue beam is then tricky to acquire. So realistically, we need one beam to come from here. So I need you to stop. Alright, I did that wrong. If I do this, something like that, yeah? And then you point your little beam at that, and not at that. And then you put it down. And then the blue beam goes here. And yeah, it's actually a pretty obvious puzzle when you just put the pieces in the right spot. It's weird that you need puzzle 6 to solve this puzzle, but there you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound surprised. I mean, like, clearly you know what you're doing.
Yes. There has not been more evidence that I know what I'm doing than this video right here. I mean, I'm just following the rules of the game, you know? When you get given a bunch of puzzle blocks, you just, you gotta make a puzzle. Now, the one last thing I'm curious about, if you need to build a bridge, or if even this, you could just sort of circumvent by jumping on these rocks here. Because I just need to get up here, right? And these rocks go pretty high. But I don't think they go high enough, unfortunately. I don't know if there's any point where these rocks go high enough that you could fully circumvent just building a bridge. But I think they did consider this to be maybe a bit too much, which is fair enough, I suppose. Let's go build a bridge. We've used our big puzzle brain so far for good quality puzzling. Let's do it one more time. Let's have an L piece, maybe? There you go. Now this is my kind of puzzle. This is the kind of puzzle where I think it's feasibly impossible to make the wrong choice. Because nothing else fits. Give me more of those. I'm good at those. Give me more of the puzzles where it's literally impossible to fail. This isn't good. This isn't gonna really work, is it? Yeah. Back we go. Is this something? I didn't really look around, I suppose, but it's just a nice little statue, I guess. Fair enough. Not currently what we're dealing with. I have already forgotten what I just did. This, maybe? Can I make this happen, perhaps? I need to use this thing a bit sooner, because this is just kind of an awkward thing to use. If I could jump now. Like, one jump is realistically all I need. It's just that the game won't let me. They have considered my actions and decided it should be punished. What if I use this immediately? Maybe I can then just fix it. Yeah. Just use the worst piece first so you're done with it, and then you can actually just do the puzzle. It's a pretty good solution. We have figured it out. We're about to activate tower number 3. I'm feeling good.
When the craftsman Daedalus was imprisoned in the very labyrinth he had created, His only solace was his son, Icarus. To escape their plight, he fashioned wings of feathers and wax. He warned his son to fly neither too high nor too low. But his son, enraptured by the freedom of flight, flew too close to the sun. Thus the wax in his wings melted, and he fell to his death. What was the sun's error?
Hubris! The flame of the sun belongs to the god. She listened to his father, did not use his wings correctly. Impatience. He should have built better wings. He should have never attempted to break the law. The wings were made of wax. I mean, come on. Yeah, I should have used his wings better.
Or was it Daedalus who was careless?
Nope. No, it was just wings.
Wings to Icarus, knowing that all young men are rash.
No, I was feeling good about Icarus.
After the death of his son, Daedalus withdrew in sorrow to a foreign land. King Minos came looking for the craftsman to exact his revenge. The answer to a riddle revealed where Daedalus dwelled. But for Minos, that answer was his ruin. Consider King Minos, burned in his bath, as you seek your own answer.
He should have made better wings. If King Minos just had some wings, he could just fly out of the flames. Gosh, these puzzles are real easy to solve. King Minos should have just listened to me instead.
The megastructure. It's opening.
3 receivers, 3 towers, 3 beams, as we suspected. I think this is an invitation.
Doesn't look that inviting to me.
I don't really want to go into
If
the
you consider
megastructure.
the size of the entire structure, then that opening must be big enough to drive a building through.
Or the VTOL.
You want us to go in there, into the creepy triangular maw of death?
Maw of death? I think it looks charming. To quote 1K, come on now, live a little.
If this place is dangerous, it could pose a threat to New Jerusalem. We have to investigate.
Oh, all right. I'm not winning this, am I?
Nope. Let's meet up with the VTOL, everybody. We're going in.
I mean, I agree. I want to see the Snow Palace. That seems much more interesting than some silly little pyramid. But I suppose we'll just have to do what the game allows us to do. But if the snow castle is an option, we're going there. Because I'm feeling it. We haven't done the golden thing yet, but that's fair enough. We can go back to the middle. We cannot really do anything else except travel to megastructure from the look of things. Oh well, let's go. Might actually be a short-ish video with how much editing I'm gonna have to do, but that's fine. They're not even talking. They have nothing left to say. We just have to go to the megastructure.
I finished my analysis of the particle clouds. At first I thought they might be some kind of nanotechnology, but I was wrong. It's a lot worse than that. What we're looking at is a completely unknown type and state of matter. Completely inexplicable within our understanding of physics. Created and manipulated by someone.
Fascinating.
Before we do that though, before we end the video as well, let's just quickly run to this icon, because this has been the icon of point a beam at a thing, do some stuff, you know, the general icon for silly business. Generally allowing us to take an item somewhere. Can we do anything with this? Oh, we can release stars. What does that do? Ooh. Yeah, we still got a ways to go, I suppose, in this one. Alright, well, fair enough. We've released some stars that we captured along the way. And we're making a little bit of progress. I don't know if this is something that's opened already. Almost certainly not. That's the lab. With this, I obviously mean the golden door, the one that is on the radar. This one doesn't even have things on it. This one has 0 progress so far, so we're not gonna mess with that one just yet. Instead, I think I'm just gonna run to the plane, and then before we go in it, I'm gonna call it a day. Because as this video has exemplified, there's no brains to give today. There is only silly business.
Come on, people, get on board. We haven't got all day.
Alright, with that charming message, I'm going to leave that for next video. So I hope you all enjoyed it so far. Next time we play, we're going to fly into the mega structure. We're going to shoot like 3 robots probably. And then we'll take over the secret floating heads Futurama style. And I hope to see y'all there. Bye-bye.